All right. Fantastic Four series, and then rank all four of the Fantastic Four movies because this summer they're coming up with the first Marvel released Fantastic Four movie through Disney. It's like Fantastic Four Final Steps. I think Fox did the whole thing. I can't remember what. Um, oh, what's his face? Roger Corman did one in '94, but I'll get to that in a bit. I was Fantastic Four is like one of my favorite comic book series. I remember I used to watch a lot of like the Saturday morning TV shows, and usually I would watch NBC. I don't watch ABC or CBS that much. Usually it was NBC, the channel I watched for Saturday morning stuff. And I remember the kid, he had to get up at like 8 o'clock in the morning, I think 8 or 8:30, and they had like the Fantastic Four. And it didn't have Human Torch on it, you know. It was they call it the new Fantastic Four. It was Reed Richards, you know, who's Mr. Fantastic. Sue Richards, they were married, who was Invisible Girl. Then Ben Grimm is the Thing, and then Herbie the Robot. And I remember Howard Cat and I always talk about how Herbie the Robot. I didn't think just because of the fire aspect they didn't want to do that. They want to have a little more kid friendly thing. But Howard Cat was saying they pretty much did that because fire was tough to animate. So they came up with Herbie the Robot. And he said they used to make all jokes about Herbie the Robot, how lame he was. And I remember, watching it as a kid. And then the Prism Home Entertainment used to have, used to sell these Marvel tapes. And it'd be like the old, really low budget ones. And then they have like the Spider-Man with Ralph Bakshi did. And it would have like those old Fantastic Four ones. I remember getting a few of those. I love those ones, especially one with Magneto. I remember getting a Fantastic Four with my dad. I watched it with my dad. I bought like I think of like 3 episodes. My dad's like, boy, I heard Robot doesn't do anything. No, he doesn't do anything. He gets in a fight with Benny. I think he gave him a headbutt to the gut one time. That's about as intense Herbie Robot ever got. And he said, like, yeah, he doesn't do anything. Anyways, I put the cap out. I'm drinking some pop. I might try to get some sleep after this. It's been a crazy night. I actually did a live stream earlier. Oh, shit. Well, he said he didn't know anything. Howard Cat always said like they made jokes about Herbie the Robot all the time, how lame he was. And then I remember there used to be a thing cartoon where he put on a ring, goes, "Thing ring, do your thing." And Howard Cat sent me a link to it because I couldn't remember it. I guess it wasn't that memorable. And yeah, I do remember that thing, but it was like, "Thing ring, do your thing." He put on a ring and turned him into a thing, you know. Different idea. And he always said that show was kind of weird. And then I remember like later on TBS, like in the night after I got out of the army, they used to show old Fantastic Four cartoons early in the morning, like 9 o'clock or 9:30. And this one from like the '67, right? And they had like they had the Human Torch in that one. They didn't have the Herbie the Robot in that one. And that was more like the Ralph Bakshi Spider-Man one. You know, I don't think Ralph Bakshi did those ones. That was all Hanna-Barbera. And I think Hanna-Barbera was the one that did the '80s Fantastic Four that I'm the most familiar with. I guess it was a animated series that came out in '94, but I never watched it. So, I mean, I was always a big fan of the Fantastic. I love getting up early enough to watch it. That's why I got a little screenshot for Fantastic Four right there. And so, I mean, that's pretty much my history with that. I remember, like, they used to have, there was some thing in, like, this thing in Lunch Meat that was, like, especially you can get, like, 3, you buy, and you could get, like, 3 free comic books. I remember buying that. I bought a whole bunch of Fantastic Four ones, you know. And it was great, though. I liked it. I mean, as a kid, I remember my dad would never get me a subscription to comic book. I said, well, you need a new one, we just go down to get another one. And they never had they were all inconsistent. I get like one comic book here, one comic book that I never got into a storyline because dad would never get by and say, well, you just go to the store, you don't have to subscribe to anything. He was against subscribing to stuff. I don't know why. But John said he used to get subscriptions all the time. I wasn't allowed to get subscriptions. But I said, well, You go down the next time you buy another comic book. You don't have to get one in succession. So it was hard to follow a storyline that way. And I wasn't as big into comic books as I am now. But they used to have a thing where you buy this lunch meat. This was like in the 90s. They have like you get like 3 different types: X-Men, Spider-Man, and that. I remember getting Spider-Man, and all of a sudden they changed the thing, and they said, well, they're going to do another origin story. Like, oh my God. I know the origin story by heart, so I asked, you can get another 3 episodes. So I got Fantastic Four. Because I know they were just trying to do the origin story over and over again with Spider-Man. It was like, I already know the origin story. Anyways, I remember getting a Fantastic Four, and that was fascinating. I got some other Fantastic Four ones too, like the big books and stuff. Anyway, like Howard Ken and I were talking about that. And I guess we'll go ahead and rate the Fantastic Four movies. I remember getting a book a long time ago about like the world's worst movies and stuff. And they were talking about Roger Corman did a Fantastic Four movie, which I never heard of before. And it was a movie that they made just to keep the rights to the characters. And it was like a really low budget $1 million movie. And it was never meant to be released. And I got it and my curiosity was piqued. Because I remember at that time, I remember seeing the ones from 2004 and 2007, I believe. No, 2005, 2007. I was big fans of those because I like Fantastic Four. And I was really curious to watch it. And I saw it on YouTube with my dad, and we both liked it, for what it was. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me go ahead and rank the Fantastic Four movies from worst to best. Definitely, without a doubt, the worst one was the one from 2015. It's supposed to be Fantastic Four, and they say Fantastic Four Stick, the way they had it, the label. And I heard a lot of people calling it that. And it was a big budget one. In 2015, it got hammered. A lot of people said, like, I'm going to save to $10. I'm not going to see the Fantastic Four movie. And for the longest time, I didn't do that. And then I remember getting Disney Plus. It was on there. I said, well, hell, I like Fantastic Four. I might as well watch it. Probably it's not going to be as bad as everyone says it was, So I started watching, and I thought the first 10 minutes were fantastic. Was showing these guys as kids. It was like the science lab, and they blew out a bunch of like, they did something. They blew out some stuff on the grid for the electricity and stuff. And then after that, they show like jump ahead like 20 years with them in college. And it just screeched to a halt. It was so boring. Characters I didn't care about at all. And they did have like Human Torch, Sharon Reed Richards and the Thing. But it was just so boring, and nothing happened in the movie. A little bit of special effects by me. It was pretty much just a setup for the sequel. There was a little bit of action there, but it didn't add up to anything. It was so boring. And then by the time, it got to the good stuff, it was pretty much almost over. It was terrible. It was an awful movie. The director said that the studio interference and stuff, I don't know what they're trying to do, but it was awful. It was just boring, though. I mean, the worst type of superhero movie is a boring one. Because people are like saying, like, some of the ones like the Dark World from the second Thor movie, or like, what was that? The Marvels, that one with all the 3 characters from the Marvels, Miss Marvel and the other 2, were bad movies, but I mean, at least they were interesting. They were, or like, the Eternals, I think. They weren't like raved about, but they were interesting. Or like the Venom movies. I enjoyed all 3 of the Venom movies, but they weren't raved about. Kraven the Hunter, I liked that one. They didn't rave about that one, but that was entertaining. I didn't bother watching Madam Web. Maybe I'll watch it. Maybe. I don't know. But I watched Kraven the Hunter. I thought that was really entertaining. It was a little goofy, though. There was only like one scene I didn't like in the movie, and that didn't make anywhere near its money back. But I thought Fantastic Four from 2015 was awful. But I'm glad I got to see it because, I mean, it was always like, I liked Fantastic Four. I want to see the newest movie. I did. And this, of course, is leading up to this summer. They're going to have Fantastic Four First Steps. And it's like a retro-looking Fantastic Four. It looks great. I don't know, but Pedro Pascal is Miss Fantastic. But it looks fantastic. It looks like a lot of fun. I love the retro blue look of the movie. I like the retro colors. It looks really cool. I don't know if it's going to be or not, but it looks really good. Well, like I said, but I mean the Fantastic Four for 2015 is terrible. It's really terrible, like Charles Barkley would say. Anyways, that was the worst one of the four. Now, number 3 is a Roger Corman one. And that was, like I said, that was a movie that was never meant to be released. And then, like, unbeknownst to, like, the director and the crew, they didn't know. They thought they were making a real movie. They thought they were going to be stars and stuff. And they even made a documentary about it where actually they had, they actually played in the theater and they actually edited in that Marvel thing when, you're flipping through the comic books. They actually put that intro in the beginning of the movie. I think it's through what was it, New Horizons or Concord or something like that. I can't remember. Let me look at the company. But I watched it on video with my dad. I mean, I don't know. We both liked it, though. I mean, a little goofy, though. Billy Barty was in it, I think. Alex Hyde White. No, is that the right one? Yeah, from New Concord. It only had a budget of like $1 million, and it was just a way to keep the rights to it. And like the effects were really bad, And especially at the very end, they show like Miss Fantastic, like a giant arm waving by. And it was just like a real rubber hand waving by. It was bad. But I mean, the movie is actually pretty entertaining for what it was. Way better than the other one. At least stuff is happening in it. And my dad and I actually enjoyed it for what it was. Because when I read that book about the world's worst movies, I was fascinated to see it. And it's kind of legendary for what it was, but they made a documentary about the movie because everyone wanted to see the movie. And like the actors who thought they were going to be famous were heartbroken because they thought they were going to be movie stars. And it was a huge thing. It got released on one of the lower budget. I can't remember what it was. One of the lower budgeted VHS tapes, because they had like Parade Video, they have like, what was it, Star. They have all these other like low budget companies that will release movies at a bargain price. Or they had Good Times Home Video, and then they had a whole bunch of stuff like that. Video Treasures. I can't remember if I can't remember the name of the company though, but it was like one of the low budget things, rent to own. It was on YouTube, and Dad and I actually liked it. I thought it was pretty good, but it was definitely third place. Because I know that one guy that does movies or whatever it was. He's come on my videos a long time ago. And I watched his thing, and I was like, he thought the Roger Corman was the worst one, but I thought it was way worse. I thought the 2015 big budgeted movie, the one they spent the most money on, was the worst one. Because it was just so boring. I saw it for the first 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes were great. I was like, oh man, this is going to be an awesome movie. And boy, was I let down. It's like you're watching two different movies. The first 10 minutes is a lot of fun, and then they see him in college talk, and it's like 20 minutes, and then nothing happened. It just was like almost falling asleep. It was horrible. But third place is the Roger Corman movie. Like I said, they made a documentary about it where they actually screened it at a theater and actually edited in the traditional Marvel logo. And actually, there are people who want to work on that pro bono that make like add a new musical score and stuff, and maybe polish up some stuff. And I like the movie. It's not great, but it's campy. It's kind of like the old Batman cartoon. Batman TV show. But it's a shame because it was just made to keep the rights, and they spent like $1 million for it. It looked really cheap. But it had Human Torch, no Herbie the Robot in this one either. Herbie the Robot's in the newest one, though, along with Ben Grimm. Now, second place was the 2005 Fantastic Four movie. This was like the first really big budget one they did with Michael Chiklis as Thing and Jessica Alba as Invisible Girl. Michael Hyde White, well, maybe not. I can't remember. No, Chris Evans as Torch. Chris, yeah. Hi, Lori. How are you? How are you, Lori? I hope you're doing okay. My first, my first comment. But I thought it was a lot of fun. I liked the movie. Now I know I read something behind the scenes because they asked. Because I think that one guy, Michael Chiklis, wanted to do. They asked if he wanted to do CGI for the thing. He said, "No, I want to be authentic. I want to have like a suit." And he regretted doing it because he said I was like murder on him. It was like he was sweating so bad in the movie. And they had that guy from Nip Tuck as Doctor Doom. I thought it was a fantastic movie. Fantastic Four. I thought it was wonderful. I liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was PG-13, and it was weird because I was taking. Well, we bought. My dad bought it on DVD. This is still when he was still alive. And then I used to. This is back when I used to take my niece and nephew to the Doll Theater a few times. But I mean, just to see like family rated movies, either G or PG. I was really on the fence about not doing PG-13 yet because I thought they were too young. I didn't want to feel guilty if something bad happened on there. Oh, thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. Thank you for your kindness. I appreciate that, Lori. I'm glad you like them. But I thought the one from 2005 was great. And then Cisco and Ebert like, why did you cast Jessica Alba as Invisible Girl? We want to see her. Why is she invisible? And a little bit, I mean, it's supposed to be a little bit tongue in cheek too, But I mean, they were like, it seemed like they didn't know what they were talking about. And they said it's just about relationships. But I mean, it was about like lighthearted banter between the two. It was great. I love the movie because they're like a family. And I remember seeing the trailer for Fantastic Four First Steps. And they really hammered down on the thing of family is so important. And the Fantastic Four was a family that lived together. They all had in the Baxter Building. And what about relationships? I mean, they're everyday life as superheroes. So that's number two. And then number one was the one I took my niece and nephew to see at the Doll Theater, which was PG rated. It was a Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer. And I love the CGI that they did for Silver Surfer because my dad bought it on DVD. And I thought Lawrence Fishburne did the voice for Silver Surfer. I love the look of the Silver Surfer. It was really cool. I think it's something like they were trying to get the world prepared for Galactus to come down or something like that. And it was a PG-rated movie and it had like another great cameo from Stan Lee. I think they were there was a wedding and he was like the reverend that tried the wedding. There was something like he covered up. Reed Richards covered up this stopped this Ferris wheel from going like wrapped around. It was really cool, but it was a PG-rated one. Because most of the Marvel ones are PG-13, and then of course the Deadpool ones are rated R. There's a few that are rated R. Most of them are PG-13. This one's rated PG. I believe the Roger Corman one is PG too. The other two are PG-13. I was like, oh my God, it's good. And then like People Magazine gave it like 1 star. But I wanted to see it. And I enjoyed the movie. I liked the movie. Kind of like there are people like Chris Stuckman and Jeremy John are like bashing the 2000s Fantastic. And I thought they were a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I loved Rise of the Silver Surfer. I think that was better than the original one because it included a really cool villain and they look fantastic though. Like I said, Fantastic Four. Yeah, I thought it was a great movie. And as far as I'm concerned, that's the best of Fantastic Four movies right now. I think they're trying to do one with like John Krasinski and stuff like that as the Mr. Fantastic, and that didn't work out. So they have a new one with Pedro Pascal. I can't remember the other ones. I mean, the guy who was doing the voice of the Thing just sounds different. He doesn't have that rough voice like Ben Grimm, His voice is more like laid back or something. It's kind of weird. But I love the retro look of I did a review of the trailer for that. But like, and yeah, number one was definitely Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. And it's weird though, because as soon as the credits, hold on. It was weird because I was with my niece and nephew. As soon as the credits rolled, I was like, okay, let's go. Well, I'd like to watch the rest of the credits. Let's go. All right. And then I remember renting the movie and they had another scene with Galactus in it. And AJ's like, I don't remember seeing that. Yeah, because you wanted to leave. Sometimes there's more in the movie if you just stay there and watch the credits. My sister gave me shit about that with the movie Toys, the Ron Williams movie. Like, oh my God, just watch the movie. It was in the middle of summer. You're in an air-conditioned theater why are you so quick to leave? And now they don't do it with the Marvel movies now because they usually have like a a mid credit, like a scene right at the end of the beginning, mid credit, and like an end credit scene in the Marvel movies. And my sister's like, she wants to see the Ant-Man versus Wasp. I'm like, did you watch the whole thing? And she said, yeah, well, there's a scene at the end too. There's another scene. Yeah. I mean, why are you guys so quick to leave when credits roll? Because I'll never forget it. It was like Strange Brew with Bob and Doug McKenzie. And it's like, oh, and like, hey, check this out, hey. You know, you were smart enough to stay in a theater. All those other jokers left, and you're missing all this fine content. You know, because they did like a version of the Great White North right during the credits. And it's like, I like staying to watch the credits all the way through. John does that too. I mean, some people are like, okay, time to go. Well, I mean, there's still more movie. But I'll never forget. We went to see Logan. And you know what happened to Logan is a very sad movie. And it was very final. And then all the audience stayed through the ending credits, and then like it just ended, and people were like, "Aw," they were disappointed because they thought there'd be another scene in it. But with that movie, it was final. It was supposed to be the last chapter, you know, and there was no ending credits, so it was really sad too. Logan's an amazing movie. It really was good. That was another R-rated one. I mean, it was pretty brutal and sad too. And I know the credits were the trailer was sad because they played that Johnny Cash version of "Hurt." I mean, "Hurt's" a very depressing song from Nine Inch Nails. I remember whenever they played, my sister would have like this radio at the one place. Every time they play a song, she'd turn it, you know, because she hated the song. But it's so sad. And then when Johnny Cash did it, it was really sad. I mean, the one that Trent Reznor did was sad, but the Johnny Cash one, oh my God. And they used that. I was like, I can't watch this. It's too sad. But no, I mean, I wish Howie Cat was here. I don't know if Howie Cat bothered to watch that. I don't remember. I think we mentioned it. I think he said he wasn't going to bother to watch it. I don't remember. I think the last movie he saw before his untimely passing was that I always get this wrong. Shin-Chi and 10 Rings or something like that. That's one of his favorite comic books. He loved the movie, but he said it was like too supernatural. He had the Aquafina girl in there, who I don't really know that well. I know her a little bit more now because I saw her like she was on an episode of Saturday Night Live. She hosted it, and that was a bad episode. That's when Howard Cat used to criticize me for being too tough rating some of these movies. Rating the episodes, Saturday Night Live episodes, because he watched the show too, and he would just watch off YouTube. Usually I would watch it right off of the TV, and then like write a little script and what I think of each scene, right? And number it, and then just go do it live like 10, 15 minutes afterwards, right? And then like tell you what I think of the movie. Cause I just did one for Shane Gillis. And I don't think John and I are going to hang out Saturday. We might hang out Sunday. So I can do a review of Silent Live. This maybe, well, I'm not going to get ahead of myself, you know. I'm still going to watch that 30th anniversary 50th anniversary. I started watching it. I got to watch that definitely today. Okay. I took notes so far. I mean, I watched some of it, but I kept getting all these messages on a whole bunch of crap happening on YouTube. I get sucked into all that bullshit. And a whole bunch of messages, phone calls, messages on Discord. It just really took me out of the whole thing. Now I don't get too many messages on Discord anymore, except for like maybe one or two people. That's it. You know. I moved on. And you haven't moved on. Yes, I have moved on. I gotta watch that sometime. I gotta watch that. I want to watch Miller's review of it too, because he did like a 45-minute review. I hope they have Mr. Bill on there, because that would definitely be a thing of contention. They don't have Mr. Bill on there. I mean, if someone passed on, it's different, you know. But I watched some of it. I watched Black Jeopardy. I think Eddie Murphy's portrayal of imitation of Tracy Moore was brilliant. I might watch it just to see him. The way he did it was absolutely brilliant, you know. I mean, I would freeze eat 3 cheese. If it's 3 cheese, I'll eat 4 cheeses on 3 cheese. I won't eat it. But it was brilliant though. I mean, it was really good, and people were actually cracking up that one. I can't remember. Leslie Jones was cracking up big time during, and I think, uh, no, Kenan Thompson was cracking a little bit, Tracy Morgan a little bit. But I mean, he wasn't looking at Eddie Murphy. How you know he'd be cracking up? Eddie Murphy doing that was so brilliant, so funny, and Leslie Jones just pretty much lost it during the whole thing. That was fun. It would kind of suck they brought Tom Hanks in to do it. I would have seen more Tracy Morgan. You know, that's okay. And then they mentioned, I'll tell you this, a Black Jeopardy. They mentioned about like the Oscar Best Picture. Then they didn't see, no, we didn't see anything for Oscar. I bet they probably would have seen The Substance, you know, because that was awesome. And it should have won Best Picture, not that Nora thing. I even commented on Miller's thing that The Substance should have won Best Picture. It won like Academy Award for like Best Makeup and Hairstyling, which makes sense because the makeup was fantastic. But it should have won Best Actress for Demi Moore and should have won Best Picture, you know? Even cinematography because they had such a great look to it. But I think Wiki would get cinematography because that was like pretty. I saw like 10 minutes of it, so it's pretty outstanding for what it was. But I think The Substance should have won Best Picture, not that Nora. And I mean, I watched the trailer for it. I told Miller it's like a cross between a Hallmark movie and the movie Mona Lisa. Because like it's like a guy dating a prostitute. It's like a version of Pretty Woman or something like that, I guess. But it just looks so boring now. My Alan Al says it was kind of like Mona Lisa mixed with a Hallmark movie. But I guess that's about it. I didn't really bother watching the Academy Awards. You know, I haven't really watched it ever since that passed. I remember watching like that one episode they had. They did a tribute to the Queen at the beginning of the movie, which was pretty good. I watched that. But I know Conan O'Brien was hosting it. I like Conan O'Brien, but I just didn't watch it. I'm still Miller. I'm still upset. Still in shock that way back '98, Shakespeare in Love won Best Picture instead of Saving Private Ryan, which was way better. And they had that crappy Thin Red Line in there, which was an awful, god-awful movie. They had two World War II movies. The good one, Saving Private, then the crappy one, Thin Red Line. A lot of people thought that Saving Private Ryan should have won Best Picture. It was really good. Anyways, that's my ranking of well, I went off in a tangent with the other stuff, but it's my ranking of the Fantastic Four movies from worst to best. My history with comic books, and then with things. And I told John, I said, no, my dad would never get me a subscription. I said, like, no, you just go to buy another comic book. And you can never get like the order that you get. So, it doesn't matter. So just buy another one. You know, he did it. He had no concept of anything. You know, they had a subscription to the newspaper. That might have been my mom or something. I don't know. My dad hated to read, anyways. My dad hated to read. He was a big fan of Last Root, so I bought him this big book of Last Root and said, he just looked at the pictures. I said, I don't want to read this. I bought a few, I know, son, but I don't want to read it. I ended up reading it instead. And it's weird, just like with Royal Calhoun, he ended up doing like sci-fi. He did a couple sci-fi movies because he was like, and then when he got older, just like Royal Calhoun did Hell Comes to Frogtown, and he did that awesome Motel Hell movie. Hell Comes to Frogtown was the sci-fi that Roddy Piper did. I remember I was talking to, when was I talking to JB, I think, because he came up on and said, or someone asked, what's your favorite program? I said, Roddy Piper. And I was like, they're talking about They Live. It's like, Mitch, who's that? All right, that was you messed me. Oh, John messed me. Oh, cool. Okay, man, sent me a link for something. Okay. Everyone send me these reels on Facebook. If you don't watch reels on Facebook, or yeah, I put like one or two up though, but I usually don't do that. Shit, what was I gonna say now? I forgot. Damn it. I can't remember. I got distracted because that's what was happening. I get like, when I was trying to do the 30th anniversary, I slept. I missed the red carpet. If I wanted to do a whole red carpet, I guess yeah, they have the red carpet. Red carpet, 30th anniversary show, like 4 hours from 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And I kept getting so many messages on Discord and on Facebook and stuff. It completely distracted me. So I wasn't able to do that. I can't remember what I was going to say. Damn it. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. I'm taking notes on that. I got to do that. I got to watch Miller's. I want to do my review. And I got to watch Miller's review of that too. I might do later today. I might do that. I watch that and see if I can see the red carpet too. And then Miller did like a 45-minute version of that. But it's kind of weird because I used to say like it was racist because I used to put pictures of Mickey Day and not Mickey Day, Colin Joseph, Michael Shea, or I call him Michael Shaviana. You know, guys says that's racist towards Trump or something. I don't remember. But I used to do like they used to have weekend updates special like on Thursdays at 9 o'clock. I used to do reviews of that too. And I mean, Silent Live stuff does really well. So I might do a live stream, do a review because I like doing these movie reviews this way because I can just talk. You know, because John and I do videos together and we do like, you know, shorter. I mean, it depends on what it was. I know Night of the Living Dead was like 25 minutes. And I showed it to Lynn Lowry and she loved it, you know. I mean, I pretty much know Night of the Living Dead, the original George Romero classic by the back of my hand. And John had some neat memorabilia to it too. And I know that Lynn Lowry, I showed it to Lynn Lowry on Facebook, who we're friends on Facebook. I'm sure we still are. I met her at the Horror Fest in 2015. Yeah. Well, yeah, 2015. And yeah, she was really cool. And I told her how good she was in Model Hunger. I felt bad she didn't win Best Actress because they were supposed to have her and Tiffany Shepis from Model Hunger on it. It was like the 9 o'clock show, and I watched with her in the audience, which was really cool. And I know we stayed to watch Killer Wreck. That Model Hunger was really dirty. And then like Killer Wreck was the one that Gregory Lamberson did about the girl that had like killer breasts and stuff, which that was funny. And it had Lloyd Kaufman in it. And I remember the only when I saw it, I went outside, I shook the director's hand, and we're actually friends on Facebook too. I see some of his movies, and I still gotta watch that Secret of Slime City. I remember watching the original one off Camp Home Video, and it's like, and I remember on DVD of buying like it was a double feature of Naked Fear and Slime City. I remember I saw this movie a lot longer. I guess that Camp Home Video had like a 2-hour version of this one was like 82 minutes or something like that. It had effects that were used in another movie called Plutonium Baby, which I remember seeing. But there was a double feature with that and Naked Fear with the same guy. I can't remember the name. And Naked Fear, I think it was just like some like a low budget shot on video thing. I don't know this. I can't remember what happened. But I liked the movie, but it was like more talking, but it was interesting. It wasn't boring. Then Jeffrey Lamberson also did Snow Shark. Because I said that was awesome. I told him about Snow Shark, how much I liked that too. And I remember seeing Lynn Lowry. I was telling her how great she was in Model Hunger, and she was really happy about it. She didn't win the award. I felt terrible, and then she just walked out of the theater. I felt terrible for her. But she deserved it. And like Lynn Lowry didn't win, and I know Greg Robson, I still love you, honey, and stuff like that. And she walked out. I felt bad. And like I said, Tiffany Shep was supposed to be there. Oh my God, Tiffany Shep. Well, they're both beautiful. Tiffany Shep is, wow. And she didn't appear because she had another gig that paid like $10,000. And they're like, go do your gig. She felt bad she couldn't come to the Horror Fest. That would have been cool meeting both of them, you know? Oh, man. Anyways. Ooh, excuse me. Let me mute real quick. I use the restroom. Hold on. I'm drinking so much pop. That's why I call pop. I call it pop, not soda, you know. Let me mute real quick. Sorry, I had to use the restroom. Um, yeah, I guess that's it. I want to thank Lloyd Barch for being in the chat. I want to thank anyone who watched this. Anyone who loves Fantastic Four like I do. It's a wonderful series. Some better than others. That 2015 one was a huge flop. It made some money though. I know the other ones, the Michael Chiklis ones made really good. I made like almost 3 times your budget. Well, I mean, no, budget was around 100 million or something like that. It made like over 300 million. First one made like 320. The second one made like 300 million. They were they're very fast paced, especially Ride of Silver Surfer, like 90 minutes PG rated was great. So I want to thank Lloyd Barton for being the only one who commented here. That's fine. I hope you like this little look at Fantastic Four, ranking of Fantastic Four movies from worst to best. My personal history is Fantastic, plus other stuff on here, So I guess that's it. Till next time, everybody, please take care of my Legion. I know I Found Dory's going to have a live at noon. I have no desire to see it. And I'm sure Blackie will come up on it. And believe me, Blackie, I saw you post about Forensic Chick when you were supposed to be make nice dice. I knew you won it because you're not someone to be trusted at all. And I definitely made my the right decision by not being your friend anymore because you're a liar. Everyone thinks fantastic. I mean, like, she's not fantastic at all. She's dreadful. Well, there you have it. So I hope you like this review, buddy. Well, not review, but a rank of the Fantastic Four movies. I guess I was supposed to rank them, right? Let's rank the one in order from worst to best. The Fantastic Four one from 2015 was like a 2 out of 10. It was so boring. It's like it got 2000. It got like a 2. And then the second one, the one that was supposed to be meant to keep the rights, that's probably like a 6.5 out of 10. Now the 2005 one was probably like a 9.5 out of 10, and Ride of Silver Surfer, I give it a 10 out of 10. It's a very quick, breezy, fun movie. Both of those were fun. I remember Cisco and Ebert. Roger Ebert said there's more a movie about relationships. Well, they're a family though. And even with the trailer for Fantastic Four First Steps, it's all about family. Because, that's where they really emphasize that, though. But it looks really amazing. No, I love the retro look of it. So I have high hopes for the new Fantastic Four. Only time will tell. Ooh, another train. If you can hear that, the train whistle on that. I know one time I remember Lisa said you could hear it, so that was cool. Well, I guess that's my rank of the Fantastic Four movies from worst to best. My personal history with Fantastic Four. Probably my favorite comic book series, but it's kind of like cursed. People say there haven't been a good Fantastic Four movies. I disagree. The 2 ones from the 2000s were really good, I thought. Oh, and then I don't know. They had Ebert and Roper on there, so like I don't know. They're too sarcastic and they're too snobbish for a lot of these movies. But no, I hope you like this video, buddy. And thank you again, Lloyd Barton, and thank you for anyone who watched this or anyone who watched this in the future. I really appreciate it. So I hope you liked the video, everybody. Till next time, please take care of Legion. Good night, everybody. Good night.